In the vibrant, labyrinthine streets of Marrakesh, where the air is thick with the scent of spices and the distant call of muezzins echoes through the Medina, an ordinary night out for two friends turned into a pulse-pounding tale of bravery and quick thinking. Alan Carr, the quick-witted British comedian known for his flamboyant style and infectious laughter, found himself thrust into a real-life drama that could rival any script from his television escapades. At 49 years old, Carr, fresh off his triumphant win on the reality show, The Traitors, became an unlikely hero when he intervened to protect his close friend, the 63-year-old actress Cleo Rocos, from a menacing assailant armed with a 10-inch blade. The incident unfolded during what was meant to be a leisurely evening in one of Morocco's most enchanting cities. Marrakesh, with its bustling souks and hidden riads, has long been a magnet for celebrities seeking respite from the relentless pace of Western life. Carr and Rocos, whose friendship spans decades forged in the fires of the entertainment industry, had chosen this exotic locale for a much-needed escape. Rocos, a veteran of stage and screen with a career that includes iconic roles in films like Ken Russell's The Lair of the White Worm, alongside Hugh Grant, and a storied collaboration with the late Freddie Mercury, where she famously disguised the Queen frontman during his final AIDS-ravaged days, embodies the resilience of old Hollywood glamour. Their bond, built on shared anecdotes of wild nights and professional triumphs, made them the perfect companions for such an adventure. As the sun dipped below the horizon, painting the sky in hues of orange and purple, the pair ventured into the shadowy alleys that snake through the heart of the old city. The atmosphere was electric, vendors hawking tagines and lanterns, tourists haggling over Berber rugs, and the occasional strum of a Nawa musician adding rhythm to the chaos. But beneath this colorful veneer lurks the underbelly of any popular destination, opportunistic threats that prey on the unwary. It was here, emerging from the gloom like a specter from a noir thriller, that their assailant appeared. Described as a man in his 40s, his intentions murky but his aggression palpable, he lunged at Rocos, seizing her arm with a grip that spoke of desperation or malice. Rocos, no stranger to high-stakes situations, having navigated the treacherous waters of 1980s tabloid scandals and the emotional toll of losing close friends to illness, recalled the moment with chilling clarity in her account to a British tabloid. "I pushed him away but he grabbed me tighter," she said, her voice steady despite the horror. His broken English carried a sinister edge. "He said he wanted to be with me." What began as a potentially dismissible advance escalated in an instant when he revealed the knife, a gleaming 10-inch instrument of terror that caught the faint light from a nearby lantern. For most, this would be the cue for panic, a frantic scramble for safety amid the crowd. But Carr, ever the performer with a flair for the dramatic, responded with a composure that belied the danger. Eyewitnesses, though scarce in the immediate aftermath, later described the scene as unfolding like a scene from an action film. Carr, with his signature glasses slightly askew and his lanky frame coiled like a spring, positioned himself as a human shield. "Don't be so rude," he quipped to the attacker, his voice laced with that trademark sarcasm that has endeared him to millions on shows like Alan Carr, Chatty Man. In a move that blended instinct with audacity, he lunged forward, using his body to create a barrier between the blade and his friend. With a swift disarm, perhaps honed from years of gesticulating wildly on stage, he knocked the weapon from the man's hand, sending it clattering into the dust. The attacker, stunned by the unexpected resistance, stood frozen in disbelief, his bravado shattered by this unassuming comedian's resolve. Rocos, watching from behind Carr's protective stance, was struck by his poise. Most people would have been terrified, she reflected, but Alan was surprisingly calm. She hailed him as a real gentleman, emphasizing not just his physical strength but his chivalrous spirit, a rare quality in an industry often criticized for its superficiality. Carr's intervention wasn't born of superhero training but of deep-seated loyalty. Their friendship, rooted in the late 1990s London comedy circuit where Rocos had dabbled in producing and Carr was rising through the ranks with his campy charm, had weathered personal storms. Carr's own battles with addiction and heartbreak, chronicled in his memoir, What a Gay Day, have forged in him empathy that translates to action in crises. The aftermath was a whirlwind of adrenaline and relief. Local authorities, alerted by passers-by drawn to the commotion, swiftly apprehended the assailant, though details of his identity and motives remain shrouded, perhaps a disgruntled local or a tourist turned rogue. For Carr and Rocos, the night shifted from peril to reflection. Back in the safety of their riad, over glasses of mint tea sweetened with the warmth of survival, they dissected the event. Rocos, drawing parallels to her escapades with Mercury, noted how humor had once again been their salvation. Alan's wit disarmed him before his hands did, she joked, lightening the mood. This episode resonates beyond the personal, highlighting broader themes of vulnerability in travel and the unexpected heroism lurking in everyday people. Marrakesh, for all its allure, has seen an uptick in petty crime targeting foreigners, a reminder that paradise has its pitfalls. Carr's actions echo those of other celebrities who've stepped up in real danger. Think Hugh Jackman shielding a fan from paparazzi or Ryan Reynolds diffusing a tense fan encounter. Yet, Carr's story stands out for its intimacy. No cameras rolling, no audience applauding, just two friends against the night. Reflecting on his recent Traitors victory, where he masterfully deceived contestants like Nick Mohammed and David Olusoga into believing his innocence, Carr might see parallels. In that BBC series, strategy and bluffing won the day. In Marrakesh, raw courage did. Post-incident, Carr downplayed his role, typical of his self-deprecating humor. "I'm more used to dodging bad reviews than knives," he quipped in a follow-up chat. But Rocos insists otherwise, crediting him with saving her life. Their tale has since rippled through social media, with fans praising Carr's off-screen valor and calling for a comedy special on survival skills for showbiz survivors.